Carter County Animal Shelter recently hired a new shelter director, but for several weeks the shelter went without a leader. News Channel 11's Micah Smith found out the change in leadership is sparking major change at the shelter.
Casey, going 1 month without a director may not seem like a big deal, but volunteers and workers here at the Elizabeth and Carter County Animal Shelter say it was one of the toughest times the shelter has ever faced. When Elizabeth and Carter County Animal Shelter Director Stacy Hayden took over shelter operations, she says the place was in a state of chaos.
There was no real filing system. There was no order in the office. The animals weren't per se marked. We didn't know who was who. There was a lot of things that just weren't documented.
For a little more than a month, the Carter County Animal Shelter did not have a leader. Volunteers and shelter employees worked 7 days a week trying to keep the animals fed and the place running.
The animals always come first, and caring for them and stuff, you know, was our main thing. The public, they just had to hold on and wait because we couldn't always answer the phone. Just difficult trying to get to everybody.
Hayden says once the shelter reorganized, the staff faced another problem. A respiratory disease affecting cats at shelters around the region made its way into Carter County.
We have had a lot of sick kitties that have had to go and be put to sleep because we're not a vet's office. You know, there's only so much that we can do.
This past month, the shelter took in 130 cats, and of that number, 30 were put to sleep. The shelter also accepted 55 dogs and euthanized 17. Hayden says that number troubled some members of the Carter County community. But Hayden says shelter employees had no choice.
And we can't refuse animals, so there's got to be some give and take there with, you know, our euthanasia numbers along with our adoption numbers.
Hayden says euthanization is carried out off-site. She says the decision is a hard one, but it's discussed by everyone on staff.
It's very hard and it's always stressful, and, you know, just have to make some decisions.
Hayden says after a month on the job, the shelter still faces a few challenges, but she says she thinks the shelter is on track to help a lot of these furry friends find new, loving homes. As her next goal for the shelter is to hold more adoption events outside of the shelter walls. She says she hopes to get more people to foster more animals. Reporting live in Carter County, Micah Smith, News Channel 11 in your corner.
Thank you, Micah.